All right, we're going to talk about the economy real quick. All right, listen. The economy. People are polling, people feel it's more expensive to live now, which it is. Prices and inflation due to COVID have settled out, averaged out at higher than pre-COVID. This is a fact, which is expected year over year. And because of supply chain issues, a lot of those prices did stay higher. Now, it's not due to energy. Energy is not our problem. Biden was a very active proponent of energy, especially clean energy. So drill, baby, drill is not a solution and will not combat prices of goods in the way that people think they will. Um, for one. For two, yeah, people feel like the economy is worse off now than what it was, however many years ago under Trump. This is this doesn't make sense to me. We saw higher unemployment under Trump. And I won't blame Trump. Here's the thing. People only want to take the good parts of presidencies. Oh, immigration was so low under Trump because of his policies. Then let's assign, his policies and lack of preparedness. Give him the unemployment too that peaked during COVID. Let's give him that. Give him that 10%. I won't do that. I'll attribute I'll attribute those statistics to a global pandemic. Immigration was lower because of COVID. Unemployment was higher because of COVID. So it was a very debilitating time for America and the world. So when we say the economy is better then than it is now, it doesn't make sense. We've hit record highs under Biden on numerous occasions. Stock market price is going way up. Yes, yes, it's true. Things are more expensive, but the president has no control over consumer goods. And it doesn't matter that even though your 401ks, your investments on the side, and a lot of the things that middle class and upper middle class Americans are taking advantage of a lot of these investment areas, you feel like you're struggling because you're not seeing the same amount of money left in your bank account every month. So you have a perception that you're struggling, but you're not because things are different and you can't comprehend that difference. Um is where is I believe where the disconnect is happening. Listen, in a recession, typically what you see is you would see an well, a recession. You would see receding or a lack of consuming of certain industries because people couldn't afford it and finances were hurting, right? We're not seeing that. Uber Eats, travel expenses, they're all still they're pushing hard. They're chugging along strong. Not to say that people aren't putting things on credit cards, and we may see that reap some negative effects here soon. But as of right now, we're doing fine. As of right now, and again, it's the perception issue. If people really were hurting as bad as they say they're hurting, we wouldn't be buying Uber Eats for double the price of what we would pay if we just drove down the goddamn street. We wouldn't be traveling and taking vacations if we were hurting as bad as we say we are. Now, now there's another class of American that consistently struggles, who we need to be aware of their plight and take that into consideration. But a majority of Americans are not fucking down bad right now. And so when you sit and say, you know what, the solution to this perceived bad economy, 'cause that's what it is perceived. My perception of this bad economy, the resolution for it in my mind is bringing back more jobs, more manufacturing, low skill jobs to America, and then tariffs, which are inherently inflationary, and usually the end consumer pays those. Not not the Chinese government, dog. They're gonna get dinged on their exports a little bit, but that pricing that gets passed down to the consumer. Who's paying that tax really? Us. So you want to talk about things getting worse? Yeah, tariffs are gonna hurt. And that's if we continue to import despite the tariff, right? Now, if we shift all manufacturing here overnight, somehow, some way, we shift all the manufacturing here overnight, paying American workers American wages for a product I was paying somebody 40 cents to make over there. Now I got to pay you a minimum of 17.25 or whatever the hell minimum wage is. I'm too rich to know what minimum wage is. Fuck y'all. I'm poor dog. Uh, yeah, nah. Guess what? I was paying you 40 cents. Now I'm paying somebody 17.50 to make the same product. Guess what I'm gonna have to do? That price going right along with it. It's inherently inflationary to make certain things domestically within the US. Guess what we do? We don't do, there are types of economies, primary, secondary, tertiary, and quaternary economies. The US primarily stays in the quaternary to tertiary range. We focus largely on quaternary, which is the service industry, providing value through service and intellectual property, patents and design, thing of that nature. We sell ideas and then somebody else goes and makes them. Um, so that kind of thing, so through services. And then the tertiary economy, so it goes farming and agrarian stuff is like I think primary. Secondary would be manufacturing. Three is what was three? Oh, it's blanking. I was leaving me. Hold on. Let me see. Uh, quaternary and tertiary economy is an extension of the tertiary sector and is made up of advanced services and highly paid professionals. The tertiary includes entertainment, retailers, and financial services. Quaternary is advanced training, research and development, software development, information technology, and things of that nature. The primary sector usually involves extracting raw materials from the earth, mining, and agriculture. Secondary is transforming raw materials into goods for consumption. We do manufacturing. We do do. We do manufacturing here in the United States, yes, but that's not our primary. There's more money to be made in high value adds to raw materials than there is in the mere production of raw material. Why would I build the frame of a car, which is a low skill effort, and with some level of steel that gets extracted somewhere else, when you can ship me the frame, I do final assembly and I do testing and I add all the electronic components, which is what provides a majority of the value to the car. If I can put in automated driverless systems, if I can put in sensors, if I can put in and then I can provide testing for all of those. These are higher value adds than the frame of the car. You got to realize most of the electronics and things that we're paying for nowadays, it's that's where the bill comes in, baby. That's the value add. The frame of the car may be $2,000, and most of that is in material costs. And then once we get it, that's when we start cranking out BMW. That's when we start cranking out Fords and Rams and our big, American brands, I guess you could say, where we're adding ECUs and driverless systems and all these things where that 2,000 to 4,000 to $5,000 frame, shit, it's worth 30, 40, 50, 60K now. The value add at each step of the way is like exponential. It multiplies. Why would we position ourselves to be lower in that chain? Not that manufacturing isn't important. Having some ability to be self-reliant is important. But at the same time, we're a planet of humans. Globalization should be our end goal. Working and cooperating with governments and people across the planet and being interconnected and relying on one another. Having some level of trust there is acceptable too. I understand it's not necessarily the world we live in, where wars, supply lines can be cut off, and things could go bad. We prepare for inevitabilities and possible negative outcomes while still striving towards the future. This idea that you're going to solve the American economy when unemployment is already low as hell. Unemployment US. What's my rate? Give me my rate. Give me my rate. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Let's do it. Come on, talk to me, Shawty. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. That way I can make a point. I don't get the fuck out of my face. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wasn't Trump president from 2016 to 2020? What the hell is going on here? What is this madness? What is that madness? No, I'm just kidding. It's COVID, dude. We knew this. But now we sit for years at 3.7. This is the lowest unemployment we've ever fucking seen. You bringing jobs back is not doing anything. We've run out of labor unless your plan is to bring in more illegals to work those jobs and make more citizens. Bucko, we don't have more jobs that we don't have people to fill those jobs. We are largely employed right now. We are. Okay. I'll be honest with you. And doing some thinking about there's a poll that went out where people said we're doing worse than the 2007 Great Recession. That's how it feels right now. We're not. Prices are higher, sure. In inflation's coming down because again, inflation, COVID, COVID, COVID. Okay, that's what's causing it. Inflation caused inflation. We're bringing that down, and unemployment is still at historic lows. What do you mean we're struggling right now? It's a perception thing. It just doesn't make sense, at least to me. Um, but I can tell you right now, the solution is not to tariff the hell out of everything. The solution is not to bring jobs back. And sad to say, we don't have much control over what what prices are at. I'll be honest with you. If there is an affordability crisis, there's one way to solve it. And we gotta see strain put on the people. It's the only thing that makes sense. We do need to see things come down. We can't continue to ask for the glorious gods for rising stock prices and not expect. As we see our money inflate in the stock market, guess what's happened to stuff outside of it? It's right there with it. I don't know. Let me see. What else? No, let me think of some things that could combat what I'm saying. It's I'm not attributing this to Trump. I'm trying to give an objective viewpoint of where we're at right now, and it just doesn't make sense. The thing is, I think what people would rather see, the Fed has two primary indicators and two things that they seek to minimize. They seek to minimize unemployment and they seek to minimize inflation. Have these things around 2% and have unemployment around 5%. We're making progress on inflation. We are. And unemployment is doing amazing. I feel like people would rather see, this is crazy, we would rather see more people unemployed than prices rise. I'd rather not take a ding in my pocketbook, like pennies, feeling like I'm getting chipped away at over time. I'd rather see a larger portion of the population unemployed who are struggling their asses off on government assistance. That way, because that demographic is so hurt, so struggling that prices can't rise. And while I'm sitting here pretty with my job because I'm in the 90%, I'm thriving. That's what I feel like people would rather have happen. I want a demographic, I want a particular portion of the population to suffer for me while I line my pockets versus everything. Versus everyone's kind of getting chipped away at altogether. Me personally, I think I think the latter situation is a little bit more admirable, fair, and makes more sense. I'll be honest, I like this 3% under. I like that a large portion of our population is contributing to the economy. I love that we are making productive people. I'm loving that we're out here grinding. That's great to see. It sucks prices are high now. And I'll be honest, I don't see them going anywhere unless we start to see, guess what? Unemployment tick up. Unless we start to see a recession hit. And then when people can't afford goods, and then when people can't live, when people can't invest in entertainment, when people can't do these things, then we'll see prices reset. That's the only way. We don't live in a command economy. This is capitalism. We cannot tell people what to charge for what. I'm not a fan of rent control. I'm not a fan. Nope. 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 I think you should stop, monopolies, trust, and shit from forming. That way, you can't have a very like predatory market where it just violates the consumer. But brother, man, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? We are working. I don't know. I don't see the solution. Like I said, I feel like people would rather have a small demographic struggle their asses off than have it affect them. And I'll be honest, it's selfish. It's selfish as fuck. Because and please feel free, fill me in where this thinking is not is incorrect. Because that's what happens. We're all getting chipped at right now. We're all doing decent, but we're getting chipped at right now. I don't know. What are some other measures of the economy? I could do let me go. Sorry, this is impromptu and I'm just yapping because I'm listening to things and I feel the need to speak my mind at the moment. I'm going to share oh you fuck. Myra, no. Desktop. Where's my manifesto? Or whatever the fuck I'll call this thing. Let's look, man. Let's look at the economy, bro. I don't know how much data I have regarding the economy, but we're gonna look anyway. Let me go back to Zoom. Let me share. I'm an exhausted young man. I'm very tired. Okay. We're gonna go ahead. I'm sharing my VS Code. We're gonna open my please. I don't want to look at raw drop down. Raw drop down, bust down is never cute. Please, Daddy. Appreciate it, Diddy. This shit on my face. Did nope, don't save my changes. Let's do it. Come on. This document is a bit big. I'll give him that. I'll give HTML that. It's a little it's a little thick document. Oh, eat my ass. Come on, man. There it is. All right. We're okay. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, this is all forgive me, this is all other shit. Let's see. Those are pardons, Dems, useful statistics, crime, abortion, American foreign aid policies, defense, yeah, debt spending, Social Security makes up a large portion of our spending, interest on our debt, that's only increasing which gives us less room for discretionary spending, defense, Medicaid, and all that other good shit. Inflation rate by president. Again, Biden inherited a really shit situation with COVID. Not saying that, look, bro, we're making progress on it. The policies that have been put in place, taxing people, the infrastructure bill, the Inflation Reduction Act is working. It's working. We're only going to see things get even more unaffordable. Guess what? If fucking if we see more tax cuts. Let's see. Investopedia, delinquency rate on credit cards. We're seeing, I think it looks like the first rise in delinquency rates since 2008. We're seeing it. It's dangerous. Things are happening. Things are moving in a somewhat negative direction. It's scary. Delinquency rate on consumer loans, 2008, huge. We're seeing it move that direction. Record high S&Ps. Look at it, dude. Bing, this is all the Biden administration. All that growth that you're loving, eating up. That's Biden, baby. 2020 to 2024. That's us. That's us. We're killing this shit, man. We're killing it. I don't really want to get into too much about Trump and Biden. I really don't. I really don't. I just want to talk about the state of the economy and why we're at where we're at. It's not energy. Biden has drilled more than any other president. That's a fact. We are we are doing what we need to do. I don't see the solution. I don't see why people think that Trump seems to have the solution. I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. I think people misconstrued the state of where we were at 4 years ago with policies of Trump, which I don't think is the case. What happened 4 years ago? Let's go back to the state of where we were 4 years ago. Think about when I was president, as he likes to say. 4 years ago, you're getting kicked the fuck out of office. So the fact that you're back, the fact that incumbents are struggling everywhere around the world, I don't know, man. It's a dubious, it's a tough situation. I don't know exactly what to make out of all of this. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. The economy's doing fine. Immigration is not what people are making it out to be. So do what you will, man. You know what? I will go into some of this. Let's see. Net debt, and 10-year impact of said debt. Um, Looks like we have a larger contribution of debt uh, from President Trump, non-COVID debt, larger contribution from Trump, COVID-related debt, larger contribution from Trump. But I will say it's bipartisan too. So cut him some slack. We agreed to it, if you will. When I say we, I mean Democrats. I'm not necessarily a Democrat, but gross debt increases. Here we go. And then gross debt reduction. Loving that. Bipartisan borrowing. Love that. Trump and Biden. All that good shit. CARES Act and other relief laws. American Rescue Plan. And I guess that's how much we're spending. Upwards of 3 trillion on that. I don't know, man. All this is some good shit. Listen, I'm not it, and I'm not blaming. This is not a blame game. I'm just attempting to understand why we're at where we are. And for me, it's not clicking. I don't know why you think, I don't know why people would think we're doing better. Anyway, I think that about sums up this video. I'm fucking exhausted. I don't know, man. I really don't. I'll make another video about immigration.